Mountains high and valleys low.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How's this angle?
We're rolling.
Ciao.
Ciao.
So today I have my bonus daughter, Nicole. We are just going to do what we do.
Yeah, we're just gonna have some fun. So I love like all things social media. So I was like, oh my goodness, let's do a rapid fire Italian class.
Oh God.
So I'm gonna ask some questions and she's gonna ask me some like phrases and we're gonna see if we know them.
Okay, so the answer already is no.
It's okay, it's okay. I'm gonna start easy, okay?
All right.
So we'll just start with ciao.
Ciao.
What does that mean?
That means hello or goodbye.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, perfecto.
Do you know what please is in Italian?
Por favore.
Yay!
I never know if I'm like speaking Spanish
Or Italian.
or Italian. And Nicole is all social media, all the things. She's like a guru.
Okay, don't go that far. I just like to make videos.
She does, and she's very happy and just brings a positivity. So today we're gonna talk Italian.
Yeah, we're gonna talk Italian today with Carrie and Nicole.
We're gonna try.
Yes. So I made these little index cards and they say the Italian phrase and the English phrase. So I'm gonna ask her this, you know, both. But we already know how to say hello in Italian.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao, which is hello or goodbye.
Hello or goodbye,
Right.
but for goodbye, like a formal goodbye, you actually say arrivederci.
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 Without the Boston accent. All right, so you go and then I go.
Okay,
we'll
yes,
do one and
exactly.
one. Okay.
So, please, but in Italian.
Por favore. See, I always think that sounds Spanish.
No.
It's not?
It's Italian.
What would
Spanish and Italian are very similar.
But what
They're
would it be
both
in
like,
Spanish?
Por favor.
So Italian's por favore.
Yes. And it's it's like per favore.
Per favore.
Versus por in Spanish, P-O-R. I teach my nephews
Hair,
this.
like
P-E-R in
hair.
Italian. And
Per favore.
and P-O-R in Spanish.
Okay.
Fun little lesson.
All right. How would you say how beautiful?
Que bella!
Yes, good job.
Okay, good morning.
Buongiorno.
I knew she would know. Do you know good night?
Buonanotte.
And then good evening.
I know it. Buonasera.
Buonasera!
Look at that. How would you say, how much does that cost?
I wrote this.
Yeah.
Quanto così? Quanto così?
Quanto costa?
Quanto costa? I was
Quanto
close.
costa? How much does that cost?
I was close.
And how would you say, I say it all the time, what's my favorite Italian expression? Let's go.
Andiamo!
Andiamo.
Oh, I don't know if this one's gonna be.
Wait, chin chin.
Cheer! Oh, ching
Chin
ching!
chin Pellegrino.
That's what she's telling me.
Oh my God.
Okay, this one's a little bit tricky. I honestly thought you would have this for me.
Oh, geez.
Do you know how to say I'm sorry in Italian?
Scusi.
Okay, so that's kind of like excuse me, or like more informal, but you know the formal way to say it? Like if you're really sorry.
No.
Mi dispiace.
Mi dispiace. Wait, with that face?
Yeah.
Mi dispiace.
Exactly.
Perfect. All right, how would you say I like?
Mi piace.
Yeah.
Yeah, mi piace.
Mi piace.
It's the opposite of dispiace.
Which is I dislike?
Yeah.
All right. How would you say I love you?
Ti amo.
Te amo?
Te amo or
T
ti
or
amo?
te?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Which one
I
does
can't
it
read
say?
your writing.
Ti amo. Ti amo. Oh my God, you're calling me out. I like to type things, and this was on an index card, okay?
Okay. You go, girl.
Va bene. You know what that means?
Yes, that means very well.
Good job.
Look at me. I know more than I think I know.
She does. This is why I did this.
Okay, how do you speak English?
Parli inglese?
Para inglese? Si.
See, oh, perfect. So that's a good phrase to know if you don't know English, because you're asking the Italians, do you speak English? AKA, I don't know English, so start speaking English.
Well, an American would say para inglese,
Yeah,
because you're asking if they speak English.
exactly.
Because the American
Parli
does.
inglese. Yeah, you're asking the Italians.
Right.
What did I say?
I don't know.
Oh God, you're like making
Confused me. Okay, so then how would you say I don't speak Italian?
Non parlo italiano.
Wait, with the... Do you have to do the hands?
I mean, personally.
So no parlo?
No parlo italiano.
No, wait, always the, no parlo.
No parlo italiano.
Italiano. Oh, I love that one.
Yeah, right?
I'm gonna use that.
Yay! Well,
That was
thanks for
good.
learning Italian with us.
Chin chin.
Yeah.
Perfect. Ciao. But anyway, when we purchased our house, it kind of gave you that like, oh my God, now I can like pop over, which you did. We were
Yes.
there one time.
Oh, I literally, she would post it. I didn't even know you guys were honestly there. And then she posted she was there, and I was like, oh my goodness, how long are you going to be there for? And she told me how long, and I was like, oh, perfect. Literally booked a flight 2 days later to go see them.
We picked you up in Rome.
Yeah, they picked me up in
Dropped
Rome.
you off in Rome.
Dropped me off in Rome, because then I stayed for another week.
Yeah, so stuff like that is always,
So
it's
fun.
kind of like just spontaneous.
It's so much fun. Like, they
Yeah.
are like, I call them my fun parents. But like also
Aw.
like my like
Pam and Jeff.
well, no, I love my parents.
She
don't
does.
get me wrong.
She has wonderful
but
parents.
they just travel, and my parents don't.
Well, we never had.
But they never had.
Yeah, Mike and I didn't
Very
even have a
true.
passport until 2018.
Which is
We'd never even left Massachusetts or Florida.
that's so
You
wild.
know? Okay,
Yeah.
so let's get back to you. So enough about me.
No.
You ended up going to Italy the summer of
2019.
2019.
Yeah, so I was still in college. I actually got denied for my study abroad program, and
Hysterical.
Yeah, I'm like, excuse me, I got great grades, but for some reason they denied me. But it was all God, because genuinely, like, I was like, okay, well, how am I gonna go abroad still this summer? But like, I need to do it cheaply, you know. So I remember when I was a kid, my dad works at these like big fancy houses sometimes, and I went with him when I was a kid, and the family had an au pair, and so ever since then I knew about au pairs. So I decided, I was like, oh my goodness, let me Google au pairing like abroad. So I looked at Spain and Italy, and if you don't know what an au pair is, it's you go abroad to a different country and you teach that family's children English, and you basically nanny for them. Really awesome experience. So I got hooked up with this amazing family in Italy, and I stayed with them for the whole summer. I taught the children English, I nannied for them. I had such amazing experiences going around meeting other au pairs. So that's when I first went and lived there. I was there for 3 months, like 3.5 months.
What part of Italy?
So I was living near Milan. It was about 40 minutes outside of Milan in the Lake Orta area. Really beautiful, and I love that I actually, at first I didn't like that I wasn't in a major city, because it was kind of hard to meet more people. But then afterwards, I'm really grateful I was able to experience that part of Italy, because it made me more appreciative of like the smaller areas throughout Italy that nobody knows about.
It's like,
So
I
I would've never
explained it,
known.
it's like the authentic.
Yes.
It's not touristy.
And it was so amazing. And still to this day, so background, the mom that I ended up, for the family that I au pair for, ended up being an event planner. And I am an event planner. More to come with that. But so she was just like posting about like a lot of different venues and stuff once I was living with her and like working at these venues. And it's really cool now to be able to have these unique places that I can send my clients to, or I can refer them to, and I would never have known about it rather than the mainstream like media of like Milan, Rome, Florence, like all the places.
Even though you did go to Milan.
Oh yeah, I went to Milan all the time.
Because that photo of you like
oh my
on
goodness.
that medallion like with the whip.
Yep.
I'm like, that is so Nicole, because she's so like fashion and, you know, one step forward. Like, it's just your personality. So when you said you were going, I'm like, Milan is your area.
Yeah.
So you were as close to Milan as
yeah,
any
I
big
was.
city.
I mean, I literally took a train in. It was like a 35-40 minute train ride. It was super quick, which for there, that's like really quick. So, yeah, I hopped on the train all the time. Every weekend I went to a different place, really.
I hopped on the train at LAX.
With a dream in my cardigan.
Just had to.
Yeah, I love that.
How far? So Milan was about a half-hour train.
It was like
ride?
about a half an hour, yeah.
Yeah. And you were there for how long?
I was there for 3.5 months the first time I went over there. And then when I left there, I did not want to leave, first of all. Unfortunately, I had to leave because I had to go back to college. But, so I continued studying, and then the mom actually wanted me to come back for the following year.
That's right.
And it ended up being COVID. So everything was shut down, borders were shut, couldn't go over there. But we stayed in great contact. I stayed in great contact with this mom because she was an event planner. So I was like, I need not only an event planner, she's like the top event planner, like in the region. So it's amazing that I got connected with her. But yeah, so I stayed in contact with her, and then once COVID not stopped, I guess, but once the borders opened and everything, she invited me back over there to help her with an event, and then I was there again for the summer of 22. So summer of 2022, I went over there and I worked the event with her for like a month, and then I stayed another month just traveling. So that was really when I got to travel the most and like stay in the most places and meet the most people. Wild experience. Like, it was the most amazing thing ever. If you have never traveled outside of America, do it. Or even outside of your home base, just do it. Like, I have 3 sisters. None of them have, I mean, they've traveled outside of America to like islands and stuff, but never abroad to Europe or the UK or anywhere over there. And you learn so much. I always tell my parents whenever I'm like down or defeated or can't do something or feel like I can't do something, I'm always like, well, I conquered the Italy train stations when they don't show English. I think I can do, like, I conquered a country not knowing the language. So I think I can do it, anything in this world. Like, that's genuinely how I feel.
It's a good point because like part of Mike and I doing our YouTube channel is to tell the average everyday American, you can buy a house in Italy.
You can.
You don't need to speak Italian because we still don't.
Yeah.
Those flashcards show that. But my point is, like, don't let that hold you back because you can learn Italian.
Yes, you can. Even the little girls I was teaching, I mean, they were 4 and 7 at the time, and I was teaching them like hardcore English, and they learned it, and now they can fully speak to me in English now as they're like 7 and 10. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really, really awesome. And the only times I ever encountered a difficulty with speaking English, now I'm very grateful. I do know a good amount of Italian, but is when you're in the smaller villages. So maybe in like a village like yours, which is a little bit off like the path, or just in like more down south, like in Sicily area, and all those little like places, Sardinia, little places like that. But like I said, in service areas, so like restaurants, trains, they're always going to have someone who knows English. There will always be someone, which is very, very helpful and made me feel a lot better about it once I experienced that firsthand.
Yeah, because it helps you not be so fearful of like going out exploring and traveling.
And also, like, Google Translate is like your best friend. We have the world at our oyster on these phones, like, genuinely, and use it.
But let's talk about Google Translate for a minute. I have some pretty fails. I mean, when Mike and I tried to go into the internet store and we simply asked for internet, I'll have to pull it up and read it.
What did you get?
It talked about, no, we ended up leaving. It talked about like a North Star, and it was, yeah, I'll read it.
Okay, then no, maybe not Translate. But I won't lie, I've definitely, I don't want to say had a relationship, but I spoke with someone for a little bit of time just through Google Translate. He did not understand English at all, and we just understood. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's definitely,
great times.
It's, we don't know about that, but.
Oh, not that person.
Oh, okay.
He knows English.
Oh,
really.
okay. Oh, that's right. That's right. Nicole.
Fun times. I always say this, I'm gonna meet my husband in Italy. Like, he's there or Dubai. There's no other option.
Yeah, I can.
He's not in America.
He's not.
Unless you're in America traveling right now. Well, let me know.
Okay. Let's talk about where we've gone in Italy, because Mike and I have traveled all around, and some favorite destinations.
Okay. Do you want me to start?
Yeah, you go.
Okay, so my absolute favorite place in the world, like even beyond Italy, is in Italy, and it's Florence. I love Florence to my heart and core. It is, I just would love to have a place there one day. And yes, I do genuinely mean like in Florence. I love Tuscany too, and that's beautiful. But I just love the atmosphere of Florence. There's everything there. You get the old, I feel like you get the old atmosphere of like true Italian, but like not enough so where it's also modern. It has that modern flair of like, whereas when I go to Milan, which I love Milan, don't get me wrong, but Milan is very like modern, up and coming, New York City. It's like the New York City of Italy. Yeah. Which is great. I love that, but it just doesn't give me that true, authentic, like Italian, like every restaurant you walk in is like home. Like that's Florence to me.
I also feel like Florence, it may be like cliche to say, but it's romantic.
It is.
Like it has really that romantic, like you just stroll the streets.
You're just, one time well, fun fact, one time I literally, I was heartbroken and I left and I went to Florence and I literally felt so much joy. Like I was like, I went there because it was my happy place. Like it genuinely is my happy place. And I just flew to Florence and I was like, oh my goodness, I love this. I was like, I feel so at home and at peace there. And it just brings me peace. Everybody has that one place I feel like in their lives, and that's Florence for me. Favorite place to go? Where would your favorite place, or where is your favorite place there?
So we both lived on Cape Cod.
Yes.
Nicole grew up there. I lived there for 6 years when our daughters were going through high school. So I love the beach. I've always loved the beach. Yes. So I think one of our favorite places, Mike and I have been, don't make me pick, because I love Cinque Terre, I love Scalea, I love Capo Vaticano.
Sea so blue and sky so clear, Amalfi calls from far and near, golden sun and lemon trees, feel the magic in the breeze.
Down South Calabria, so somewhere near the ocean.
Anywhere near the water.
But then I love Lucca.
Yes, I was gonna say, you love
it. That you would. Have you been there?
I've never been to Lucca.
It's amazing because it has the ancient medieval wall, and then in the city, it's just streets and streets of shops and restaurants and boutiques. Yeah, you would love it. I know. Why don't we?
Let's book a flight.
The plan is this is what we do.
I literally would book a flight for tomorrow. Like that's just the life I live.
Yeah, and you have.
I know.
You're like booked. Have you been down to Puglia?
I haven't. But
you
it's
would
beautiful.
love that. Yeah,
I haven't been down south much. Like the furthest I've gone is Rome, actually.
Really?
Which is not south. Like I haven't been to the Amalfi Coast. But I want to do the Amalfi Coast. Like now that I haven't been there, which no one should ever wait to go do something. Right. But I genuinely think it would be so fun for me and my husband, my future husband, to go do. Yeah. I think that would just be so special.
That's good to save that.
Right, save something. Yeah. I don't know. But I also want to travel all over the world, so there'll be places that haven't been. Don't worry.
Don't. Her passport's getting stamped.
I'll get another one too. But God. Some of my other favorite places in Italy. Oh my goodness, why am I all of a sudden blanking?
I know,
right
that's
now?
my
Oh, Bologna. I really do like Bologna, Modena, Bologna, it's a random place I feel and I will say there's not a lot there. When you say other cities, there is a lot there, but it just I mean, I have great experiences in Bologna and I've just met great people in Bologna, so I think that's why it's really near and dear to my heart. For me, when I travel, it's all about the people I meet and the places I see, the places I go around and just the feeling I get in the area. Yeah. Because to me, that's what traveling is. It's all about meeting different people and experiencing new cultures. So if I could travel somewhere and have a great time, but if I didn't have that feeling, it's not going to be I'm not going to remember it. Yeah.
we haven't been to Bologna, but Kaylee has, and she's always like, Mom, you will love it, because they have the big like flea market antique fair. Yeah.
Let's travel.
It's so cute. Oh my goodness. Random, this is so off topic, but they just had a post somewhere where it was like free tuition for Americans who want to come to University of Bologna. I missed the deadline, so I would have had to take like a GEST test, which is for your master's, in order to get in. But I was like, if they do that for a future semester, I'm very interested, because they pay for housing too.
Get out.
So I'm like, yes.
I might have to tell.
And I know someone in Bologna. So like, there's just
there's like
so many options.
Yeah, that's pretty. How did you find that out?
I literally on Instagram.
Like,
it was just like an ad.
Oh.
For University of Bologna. I think they just want more international students, maybe.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that's helpful for them, and they just have more funds for international students.
Well, that's like cool.
Yeah. Also, schooling. This is a huge thing. Schooling abroad is so much cheaper than in America.
Yes, Kaylee got her master's in Scotland.
Yeah.
In history, because it was
so
affordable, and she got to travel, and there she met Ashley, her South African boyfriend.
Hello.
Hey, Ashley. We love him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where's somewhere you want to go in Italy that you've never been?
Probably like Sardinia.
Sardinia.
Yeah. I want to go there. I definitely want to go to the Amalfi Coast too, but I don't want to do it when it's wicked busy.
No.
Like, I'd rather be there off season.
Off season for sure. But still in a time where like things are open, but where it's not crazy.
Yeah. Because I am definitely not like the big city crowds. I'd rather just be walking through a little village.
Yeah. Especially, it's hot. I will say, it's hot in Italy during those times too, where people travel, and they don't do AC normally.
No, well, we're in Florida. I mean, we're used to the heat.
Yeah.
And
Which is different. You're always going into the air conditioning.
Yeah. Here.
Yeah, versus in Italy.
Right, in Italy, many places don't even have air conditioning.
No.
And I always try to say to people, like, people complain how hot Florida is. It absolutely is, the humidity. Italy's hotter because there is not much air conditioning.
Yeah.
And you're out walking everywhere you go, you're walking.
Everywhere.
But it doesn't prevent you from going.
No, because everybody does it. That's the thing. It's a lifestyle so different over there, and I love it.
And you got to wear like linen blend, you know, something that breathes, you know, your wardrobe. We could do a Italian wardrobe capsule episode.
Ooh.
That would be
to come.
Yes.
Yes. Let's do
plan
it.
that.
I'm ready to tell them.
Let's talk about daily life in Italy. Like when you're over there, it's completely different than here in America. And like I said, when Mike and I were talking, my channel is never going to be like bashing America, because I love America. And even speaking of that, there's so many places in America I've never got to, and I still want to get there. But there's a great big world out there.
Yes.
So traveling to Italy is just something I really enjoy. And
I think the biggest difference, just to touch on this a little bit, traveling in America is genuinely so expensive.
It's
like,
so
not to bash
expensive.
it in a way, I don't know why it's more expensive, but it just is.
It's ridiculous.
But traveling when you're in Europe, anywhere in Europe, I can get a flight for like 25 euro and go to France from Italy, or go to Spain from Italy.
Like for us to fly home to Massachusetts, it's like $4.50.
I actually just bought my flight. I bought a one-way because I'm going home in a month, and I think my one-way flight was $200.
Yeah.
And that's like so crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I can buy a round trip to France for like 50 euro.
Yeah, Kaylee and I flew from England to Venice for $30.
Yeah.
Like, it's
so
ridiculous.
Crazy.
So, that being said, when you're over in Italy, it is a different lifestyle, because it's a different culture, and that's what we embrace. We enjoy it. We love it. So, when you were the au pair, how was like a normal family functioning in
like
Italy?
a day in my life? Yeah. So the dad worked full-time, like in the city, so he worked in Milan, so he was out for the day mostly, and then the mom worked from home, so I had the kids all day, so I would I would basically wake up and we would go, I would get the kids downstairs. They would already be up and playing, and then I would go bring them to like the local bakery or the cafe. The mom would always give me like money to do it, and then we would go get like a croissant for the kids and an espresso. And the major thing I noticed, and this is just outside of au pairing as well, is that the Italians truly like, they enjoy their time. Like they will go and have a cup of coffee and sit there for 10-15 minutes, versus us, we're in drive-thrus and we're gonna like, we need our coffee ASAP to get to the office kind of thing. They genuinely enjoy their day, and they also start their day later because they end their day later. Right. So typically I would say, unless you have a job in another location you have to drive to it and such, they asked, I'll never forget, I was shocked. My host mom was like, oh yeah, if you're up by like 9:30, like no worry. I'm like, 9:30? What? I'm like, when do your kids wake up? And she's like, oh, like maybe 8:30. And like, to me as an American, that's so wild. Like, I have nephews and they wake up at like 6 a.m. Yeah. That's just like, their body just wakes up at 6 a.m. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. One, I can sleep a little bit. But no, it was really cool. And then we go about our day. I would, have activities for the girls to do. We would go to the lake. And then I would come home. The mom would prepare like a lunch typically, but the lunch would be around like 1:32. So it'd be later in the day for sure. Yeah. And then we would kind of have like a rest period. A major thing we were just talking about is that over in Italy, other parts of Europe as well, the grocery stores and like any kind of store that's open during the day typically has like a 2-3 hour respite period throughout the day. It's kind of like their siesta. So they'll completely shut down. So if you need groceries or anything from the store or anything for lunch, you have to go prior to like noon pretty much, or 12:30, because they'll close down from like 12:30 to 2:30, and they won't be open actually really until later for before dinner. Yeah, just because it says 2:30. Check back. Yeah, they don't, that's a huge thing. They're not in a rush. That is a big thing in Italy. A lot of times they're all family run. There's not like, there are big corporations kinda, I guess you could say, like grocery stores, like chains, but not really. Like everywhere is owned by like a family or someone in particular, and it will genuinely be like that. Like I used to go to this hair salon where I was living up near Venice, and I'll never forget, I had an appointment, but I was running late to it, and I finally got there, and she had texted me she was gonna be late, but on her door it said, I'll be back at some point. Like it was like there wasn't like a time that she was gonna be back, because it's just like the Italians truly live their life, and just, they're very respectful, but they live their life. They don't live on a time schedule. It made me think of a funny story. We were there near our home with Kaylee and Kaylee's friend Lauren. Hey Lauren. Aww. And it was in Fara Sabina, and we wanted to have dinner at this little local restaurant. Sabina, yeah. And we went up to it, closed. It was probably like 6:30. Oh. And we found the guy, and he said, come back at 7. So we were like waiting for half an hour at the door. As you would in America. We're like the only people there, and we're like, it's now 7, and he's like, come back at 7:30. And we're like, are you kidding me? Because he wasn't ready to reopen. Yeah, he wasn't ready to reopen, and that's just how they live, and that's what I was going to continue. So then I would continue my day with the kids, and we would probably, normally in the afternoon we would go to the lake, and then we would come back and clean up. And play around the house, but dinner, we wouldn't have dinner until like 8-9 p.m. at night. And I'm with these girls at the time, they were 4 years old and 7 years old, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm hungry. What? Well, obviously, they didn't starve me. Like, I had food, but I was just like not used to eating so late at night. But of course, after living there, you become used to it. I personally now love that like schedule and that life of eating later and having kids out later. And another major thing I always like to say, and I always tell my sister this, who has children, the Italians don't change their life for their children. No. They will bring their children anywhere they go. Yeah. And I personally love that, because it's like, why a lot of people say like once you have children, oh, your life stops, or oh, just wait till you have children, like you won't be able to do this anymore. But abroad, they do not live that way. They bring their children out at 10 p.m. to the local like street market or whatever, and you're out dancing and you're having fun, and it's a great time, and I love it. It's just how they go about life. They don't, it doesn't stop. No. And I just feel like the kids are just, everything's always welcome. It's just family oriented. Everything. And, yeah, community based. So it's really good. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. So what about like food? Talk about food. Okay, so, oh my goodness. Well, one, the food is like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like so much better over there in terms of like the quality of the food. Everything is almost fresh. Like, so not only when I au paired there, but I just lived there recently about like 2.5 years ago. I was living there near Venice, and I would go to the market genuinely every day to get my ingredients for the day. Like, I wouldn't go to like the grocery store like we go to here. Like, I don't even know what's a big chain. Publix down south here, up north, Stop and Shop, like, you know, all those little places. You go to the grocery store and you buy groceries for a week. But in Italy, you buy groceries for the day.
Well, that's why the refrigerators are like tiny.
Exactly.
America, we have like a big double freezer. You know, in Italy, you don't do that.
Yeah, you go to the butcher shop to get your meat. You go to the local farmer's market. That's normal. They have like a farmer, at least in the towns I was living in, they had a market every day with fresh fruit, fresh vegetables. You know, all the things. They have a cheese shop. They have a dairy shop. They have it all there. Everything's fresh and straight from the actual ingredient, like straight from the source. And I loved it. It was so amazing. So a fun fact, in America, I don't eat a lot of dairy, and I do not eat meat whatsoever over here. But in Italy, I was very skeptical. I definitely don't just like eat meat like openly there either, but I can have meat and not get sick over there. Like, I don't it's wild to me, because it's like I have a bite. I'll never forget, there was this time where I had a bite of like my nephew's chicken nugget, like literally just like a chicken nugget. How is that gonna harm me? No, I was very unwell. And like, it's just, and anytime I eat dairy here, like I cannot eat dairy here. I get so sick, I feel so bloated. It's not good. But over there, I eat cheese for lunch. Like, I'm just like eating like rounds of cheese, like goat's cheese.
Even just cheese. Like the pasta, people are like, oh my God, if you eat so much pasta, you must just get so fat. You don't, because it doesn't have all the additives and preservatives and all the junk.
It's amazing.
And then you're walking. You're walking
everywhere. So I know, it's actually really funny. I always joke to my friends, and like, if I ever want to lose more weight, I just book a flight to Italy, because I genuinely, like, if I'm there for a week or more, I lose at least 5 pounds. And I'm not saying this to like go lose weight or anything, but I'm just saying, like, it's just the lifestyle over there. You're walking everywhere you're going. The food is so much better, fresher ingredients. So I just love it. I love it so much, and I love the food over there. Yeah, I'm eating like pizza, pasta every day. Like, every day I at least have one of those things over there. And over here in America, I have to like watch what I eat, like for sure.
Yeah, otherwise you'd be like,
you
just feel so bloated.
You feel so gross. Yeah, for sure. And also, and they definitely do work out and have like a good, like, I know people who work out over there. But like, when I visit over there, I don't have to work out. Like, I just have to walk everywhere, and I'm fine. Like, it's just like,
well, you get your steps in.
And you feel so good.
You definitely get your steps in. There's a lot of uphills.
Yes.
You know, steps and uphills, so you definitely get your exercise in.
Yeah. But I love it. Oh, I just love it so much. I want to go back right now. Yeah.
Perfect.
Ciao.
When I pack my bag, it's time to